You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey everybody, it's Jonathan Rose and welcome to Masters in Trading Live. We get on here every single day. The markets open 11 o'clock Eastern time, go over the market, and once in a while we're going to share our trade of the day. Trade of the day will come out once a week, couple times a week. We had Fed yesterday. Fed did not raise rates, but after the market releases Fed is usually when we can see quite a bit of market movement. Let's not forget, guys, tomorrow we have non-farm payroll. Friday, non-farm payroll, the first Friday of every month. So you could expect some movement. I always get to my desk and I like to go over Twitter or X and go over the news for the day. What is going on? When the top two news stories that I find is one, Elon Musk is going to fight the dictator of Venezuela? What is that? At least when he was fighting Mark Zuckerberg, that was an entertaining fight. I'm not too interested in the Venezuelan fight. I prefer Elon Musk against Mark Zuckerberg, but nevertheless. 4 topics for you. We're going to go over the Qs. The Qs and the bonds are moving. Those two need confirmation with one another. I want to show you what that means. We're going to look at some sector analysis on our advanced notice tool. Talk about the term optionality. What does it mean and why you want it? And then finally, we're going to talk about a position in AZTA. Let's go to the screen. All right, here's my slide deck. But before I get into the slide deck, guys, we are going to talk about the Qs, NASDAQ, okay? Right in front of you. If I open it up, we are looking at NASDAQ, okay? NASDAQ, super strong, right? 100 period moving average. We've been talking about this. Markets don't like to stay around big numbers. Well, the market got down to the 100 period moving average and bounced. Watch. I'm going to make this quite a bit bigger for you because we want to find our line in the sand. We want to find that one level that the market is it going to trade above or is it going to trade below. So watch what we're going to do. That one level is going to be all of these highs and lows overlapping. So you see all of these little boom, boom, it's here, 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 here. That is your main line in the sand. Yesterday's low is going to be 466.40. The day before high is 466.50. And this thing too, we're going to bounce a little bit right here, not very much. We should bounce at 466, but then I would not be surprised if we come down to 455. Your resistance is going to be the high for the day at 475 half, 474. So that's what we're looking for. Bearish, bearish, bearish under this 474 level. Also, bonds need to chill out, okay? If the bonds keep on going higher, the market's going to continue to go lower. For the market, and that's just for today, that's not for all the time, that's just because we're seeing a really big breakout in bonds. But if bonds turn and start to go lower, you'll then see the Qs turn and start to go higher. I want to go back to Qs one more time, and I just want to highlight daily highs and daily lows. That's exactly what I'm looking at here. That's the extent of the technical analysis that I want you to use. Keep it simple. With daily highs and daily lows, it gives you some really strong bias. Bearish right now, bullish on volatility. Let's get in the slide deck. Our advanced notice tool. Our advanced notice tool shares the names that are seeing the most unusual options activity. The core for our advance notice is we want to find really big option orders with relatively smaller companies. So we're not looking for the biggest option orders for NVIDIA and for Apple and Amazon. No, we're looking for really big option orders with companies that aren't necessarily like the $20 billion plus company. So here are the top 10 names from today's advance notice. I wanted to break this out because cryptocurrency mining, this sector, this whole sector is kind of breaking out. So there's 5 or 6 names. Whenever you're looking at the cryptocurrency mining, you want to look at them relative to one another. Start to see some oil and gas drilling. Oil and gas starting to move a little bit. Always get some biotechs on here. Solar. So these are really the industries that we think are in play. Here's one. So AZTA is a life science company. So in our all access, you can just click on any of the names and it'll show you why it's on our advance notice. So AZTA, so we're big orders. This was yesterday, July 31st. And these orders came in the middle of the day. What you need to do in order to check whether unusual option activity is real, whether it's got substance, is you need to go to a 1-minute chart. 1-minute chart. A 1-minute chart will allow you to see how that order influenced the market. So what you want to see is when you see an option order, does the market care? Does the market move off that order? AZTA, we definitely see the market move, and you need to think of this as market makers are filling the order. That's why AZTA moves, and that's why there's unusual options activity. Awesome comment by Mike that I wanted to share because I think this is a big difference that I see once people start working with me. Michael says, if I had not learned about gamma scalping, I would have sold the call today for 70% and made a nice profit. Like, great job. So what we want to do, let's go over gamma scalping, okay? If a stock is at 10 and you own the 13 calls, okay? If you own the 13 calls and say you bought them for 30 cents, okay? And you bought 10 of them, it's $300. Now what Mike is saying is when the stock's at 10, and let's say the stock goes all the way to 15. With the stock at 15, instead of selling your options, we don't want to sell your options. What I'd rather see you do is 13 calls, if you're long 10 of them, it's the same thing as being long 1,000 shares of the underlying once you're in the money. So if the stock goes to 15, you could sell 500 shares. Or you could sell 1,000 shares. And by doing this, you hold on to the most precious gift you have with your options position. And that's called your optionality. Your optionality is another way of saying your leverage. What makes it worthwhile trading those out of the money options. So it's a huge lesson. Congrats, Mike, for learning this, but you want to learn gamma scalping. When you're long options, your theta decays, right? What's the opposite of theta? The opposite of theta is gamma. So when your theta decays for being long options, in order to make back that decay, traders learn to scalp gamma. We hop on here. Gamma scalping, it's always one of those things that people come into the room and they're like, why don't others teach this? The big lesson is that trading options is really not very different than trading stock. Options are just a derivative of stock. Everybody in our All Access, you guys don't go anywhere. We're going to go over our All Access portfolio.